Hello me handsomes, and today we've got a slightly different thing. We're doing a day out day. Now this will be a new sort of mini series and playlist that I'll create, but this is the first one, and we are in Braunton. So we're in kind of the heart of Braunton, right next to one of my favourite surf shops. And we are gonna go down the street and go to a place called Hang Loose Bar. I'd never been there before, neither of us had been there before, but I was really impressed with it. So we had our little booth here, we sat down, which was nice because it was very hot this day, so it was nice to sit inside, cool down. And we had a look at our menus, and it was a really nice vibe. As you can see, some really good art on the wall. And we went for a sumo bowl, cauliflower wings, which were massive tempura, baked ones, not baked, fried, what am I talking about? A sumo bowl, wings, and some fries. So if we focus on these cauliflower, now super soft, crispy on the outside, was sort of coated in this sort of thin Asian sauce, really nice, sweet, bit of heat to it, crispy, lovely. I could have just eaten the whole lot of it, but had to share it unfortunately. But really would recommend, really good ones, these, possibly up there with the best cauliflower ones I've ever had, because, you know, as you may have seen from previous videos, we're not a huge fan of it. And as you can see, we destroyed the basket of wings. All the food was good, and afterwards we just went back to the car, and we thought, ultimately, let's make this into a bit more of an exciting one, and let's do some actual videos. So we went back to the car. As you can see, in Braunton they have the National Surf Museum and a nice skate park there as well. And we wandered back to the car, and we ended up in the Tesco's just down the road. Now, I wanted to get as much supplies as I could for this, however, and we'll soon see in the however, we get our trolley, we start getting ingredients. They didn't have a lot of stuff. They did not have any chicken wings, pretty important for a chicken wing channel. They didn't have any. They didn't have any cauliflower, something that I use quite regularly again. So it was a bit tricky, but we got some of the other bits we needed to. So I got some peppers, and you'll see why later. We've got some tomatoes. Again, all of these will be used in videos, as well as a couple extra things we got just for ourselves. So as you can see, I also got some spring onions, and this is the point where I realise there is absolutely zero cauliflower on a Saturday afternoon in Braunton Tesco's. So thank you for that, Tesco's. But hey, I wandered over to get some onions as well. Nice to get some good onions. So I had a little fish around there to find some good onions, and we got some. And one thing we were surprised how mental this Tesco was as well. It was so busy, to the point where when we went down the meat aisle to get chicken wings, we had to leave the trolley at the end of the aisle. There was no way of us getting through with it. It was chaos. And there's me just double checking, going, hey look, there's the cauliflower, and where is it? So after that rather unsuccessful trip, we went back to the car, and we thought, hey, let's drive back to North Devon to Barnstaple, and we'll go to a shop a bit closer to us. So we ended up at Sainsbury's, just down the road from where I live, so perfect really. Didn't go for the trolley this time, we went for a basket, because hey, we don't actually need that much this time. And again, it was lovely to be greeted by some air conditioning, because it was rather hot. And there we go. We found some. After searching for literally 10 miles, we finally found some chicken wings. And we got some oil. Again, you'll see why. Because we couldn't find any oil in Tesco's, which was always a good laugh. We don't know where it was. We had a look in a fair few aisles, and we got some other bits and bobs as well. So back in the car, we're going to head home, and here we go for the videos. We've got our pot, whatever you want to call it. I've gone for this fairly deep pan, and we're going to do something that we've looked to do for quite a while and we've not got round to doing. We are going to fry it in oil. So there goes our oil that we got previously from Sainsbury's, and a good amount of it there. And we're just going to effectively pop that on the hob on a very low heat to get hot. And what we've done here is we've got some cauliflower, which we did find in Sainsbury's in the end, thank you Tesco's. We've cut it up rather small, covered it in corn flour, seasoned it, and we're going to pop that in the oil. While that's doing its thing, we've got a little side dish that we're going to work on. Here we've got onions, tomato, pepper, garlic, all the bits we picked up earlier, and that's gone straight into that fryer. With that leftover corn flour, I should say, we're just going to pop some chicken wings in. Do the exact same thing, get them nice and coated. Obviously we're cooking the cauliflower first because it is more vegan, vegetable friendly. It was only the us two that were eating it, but hey, these are the things that we look out for. So we're going to give that a good coating, make sure it gets nice and crispy for us. Getting it all in the nooks and crannies there, because ultimately you will lose some of that flour when you put it in the fryer. Also, just want to give a little mention and a shout out to our good friends Richard and Claire, who have got married this weekend. So congratulations to them. Apologies we couldn't be there. We have a baby on the way, so congratulations and good luck to them in their future. Now we're going to do a what more can I do little video as well, all rolled into this one video. So pop all our chicken wings in that tray, oil, salt, pepper, you know the jazz, get that roasting in the oven. And to start off with, hey, there's our cauliflower, come out really crispy, soft, still ruddy hot, but these were yummy. They were somehow sweet, not really sure how that worked out, but it was really nice. Like I say, lovely and crispy, soft in the middle, how you want it really, good start. So we've just sweated down our veg a little bit. Now we're going to go in with, as you can see, our peas. Pause for dramatic effect there, because this is effectively a little side dish that we have taken inspiration, if you like, from the Nando's side of peas. We've gone for that. We've gone for peas, all the little vegetables with it, touch of chili powder and a bit of stock in there as well. So as you can see, and a touch of Worcestershire sauce as well. Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, just to give it a bit more life as well. So in this case, we've just sort of excuse me, we've just put the heat through those peas a bit, added a bit of this nice veg stock as well, just to get them going. That will reduce quite a lot, and if there's any excess liquid, you can remove that. Luckily in this case we didn't. And get that one back on the heat, and there it is. There's our chili powder, just for that little bit of kick that nicely gets added to it. And there's our peas there. So everything is nicely sweated down, cooked, lovely, and you know what, really nice. Quite surprising how nice that was and how much flavour came out of effectively peas and stock. So once we focus in, here are our chicken wings. Very hot still, didn't want to break apart very easily because that skin was very crispy and stuck together. Once we got into the skin though, lovely. Chicken steamed, sweated to perfection, crispy skin. I was really happy with these. I thought they looked a bit rubbish to be fair, but it was really, really nice. So we're going to go for our last little dish of the day, and what more can I do? So we've got those chicken wings in the oven roasting away. We're going to pull them as we always do. And we've got there, as you can see, a plethora of things. So we had tomato, we had pepper, chorizo, garlic, onion, and in a paella dish. So if you put one and one together, we're making a bit of a paella today. So we've just sweated that down a little bit. Started to get a bit of colour on that chorizo. Lovely softness in all the other veg, and we've added some peas in there as well. So now we're going to go in with that paella rice. This is one that we also got earlier. We did manage to get this from Tesco, so this is one of the few things that we did manage to get there. And add that in, give it a good mix around, make sure all that veg and chorizo is coated nicely in that rice. And then you're going to want to pop that back on the heat for a little bit, just so you start hearing that nice little cracking noise, and that's just the rice effectively opening up, and that will make it better, more flavoursome when you add that stock to it. And of course, traditionally you add a bit of turmeric to paella to give it that sort of traditional colour. I didn't decide to do that. I've gone for paprika. I think this is very smoky paprika, so it complements that chorizo really well, and it gives it a nice colour as well. So like I said, give it a stir around, get that back on the heat. Once it's been back on the heat, as you can see, look at the colour. Everything has taken hold of that paprika. The rice has done really well. It's cracked, it's clicked, and we're just going to go in with that stock. So this one we've used a bit chicken stock. Previously we used veg stock, now we're going chicken stock because we're going to be adding chicken to it. Now of course, if you did want to make this one more of a vegetarian, don't put the chorizo, don't put the chicken, don't use chicken stock. Really easy to do. Add a bit more veg, Bob's your uncle, there you go. Green beans is one I classically used to add to it, really nice, especially if you cook them slightly separately so they get that nice crunch and they don't get too soft. And there's our pulled chicken. I didn't pull all the chicken, as you'll notice, there's not a huge amount there, but there is our pulled chicken, and that is ready to go into that paella. So there's the paella. It's been in the oven, it's absorbed, I'd say honestly about 98% of that stock. There was a tiny dribble in the bottom, so to be fair, I was quite lucky that I kept checking it. To be fair, if I had left it a couple more minutes, we would have struggled a bit there. But we're at the stage where we can just go straight in with our chicken, and then we can ultimately give that a nice little mix around. And that is effectively ready to serve. Spoon that out, which we did, and we had a delicious amount of chicken. Although this one bit I saw here, I noticed actually there was a little bit of the bone still in that one, so that was quite lucky. I picked that one quite early. It's really good to check that you're pulling this chicken properly. But really nice, really happy with how this came out. Using the paella dish as well, something a bit different for myself. Don't tend to use that, tend to just go traditionally with a pan. But I was really happy with how this one turned out. But, you know, we served that, and that was effectively our day. We've done a bit of a review. We've done a side dish. We've done a chicken wing dish. We've done a vegan friendly dish. We have done a what more can I do dish, and I tend to find these are the majority of things that are happening on the channel at the moment. Lots more to come in the future. We've had some really exciting stuff. As you can see, we've got an intro and an outro being premiered today. These will come in a lot more videos in the near future. Some of them have already been made.